Oh, let me tell you the story of how I met your mother. I'd recently left my job to start a full-time ministry and was leaving church at 9 p.m. on a Wednesday night when I got a call from a friend to go get coffee about 30 minutes away. And for some reason, even though it was late, far away, and I don't even like coffee, I decided to go. I sat next to an open seat and began talking with my friends. A few moments later, a young brunette came and sat next to me. I gave her a quick glance, but turned to continue my conversation with friends. But after some time had passed, I felt the Holy Spirit say the woman next to me was going to be my wife. And that's when I turned, in earnest, to look at Megan sitting next to me. In an effort to strike up conversation and try to touch her, I embarrassed myself pretty bad by injecting into a conversation she was having with her girlfriends. I said I noticed her hair was frizzy and I grazed part of it that was sticking out. But that night when I got in my car, I wrote in my phone, I just met my wife, and I don't even know her last name. The next morning, I somehow found her on Facebook and sent her a message to be my phone book friend, and I asked for her number. She didn't know I was trying to date her at the time, but when I finally asked her out, we had our first official date at a church service together. She didn't even sit next to me, and when I thought we were going to go to lunch together by ourselves afterwards, she instead invited 10 of her friends, and we sat 2 tables away at lunch. But I kept the receipts from all the times we spent together because I knew she would one day be my wife. And a year later, on that same day we met, May 29th, I showed her a scrapbook I made of all the receipts, all the pictures, and the notes I took from our first year together. And I told her, if I took this much time and effort to create a scrapbook for this proposal, imagine how much more I'll do to take care of you as my wife. There were so many reasons she could have said no, but she said yes. A few months later, we were married. A year later, our first child, and here we are 12 years later with 4 kids and 1 on the way. We have a beautiful life and an incredible Jesus-centered marriage. And all of this is because God put 2 people who didn't grow up the same way, weren't the same age, didn't live near each other, and both didn't even like coffee, at a coffee shop in the middle of a city they didn't even live in. Won't he do it?
Yes, he can. That's a great story.